Gary, looking ahead to Boxing Day fixture against Portsmouth, following the defeat at Bolton, will you be looking for a reaction from your players?
Yeah, well, we spoke this morning before training about our intent and how we, start games, how we go about winning games, and that was the disappointing aspect. I felt like we did a lot of things right, but it was far too easy again to play against us. It was far too easy to score against us or create opportunities, and our intent, our aggression, especially out of possession, but in possession as well, I think we can be better. That has to improve if we want to win the game.
I think, as we've certainly started to find out over the past few months, so there's no easy games at this level, and we face another, I know you don't like to, but one of those big teams. If sort of, what have you analysed about Portsmouth and where you think their threats will come from?
Yeah, I think they're a good team. I think they're in a false position in the league because they have games to catch up, so they're probably a little bit higher than they actually are, but it's another game I think we can win. It's against a team who are not in great form recently, so we have to capitalise on that. We have to make SGP a difficult environment for the opposition to come. That's the supporters and the players, so we have to, like I said, show that intent right from the first minute and be aggressive with and without the ball, and put them under as much pressure as we can. And I think we've shown at home in particular against Sheffield Wednesday, against Peterborough, that we can be a real threat to teams higher up the league.
You mentioned, touched on their form there. On the other hand, they may well be looking at our recent results and thinking the same thing. How do we go about making sure that we want it more than them?
Yeah, I think our performances have been better than our results in recent weeks, but we have to change that, and that is we have to focus on performance. We have to focus on the process of what is needed to win a football match. We can't just go out and want to win a game. There are so many aspects go into that, so it's clarity on what we need to do to win, and the players going out and delivering that. So that is the main focus this week.
Christmas is obviously a time for celebrating, but it's a time for giving as well, and we're asking the supporters on Boxing Day to support our motor neurone disease fundraiser. And I think it's really important, as a football club, that we do things, especially when it's of course so close to home, with Marcus Stewart and P. Evely sadly suffering from it. Yeah,
it's a horrendous illness, and it's coming to light recently with Doddy Weir passing away, a Scottish rugby legend, just not long ago, and obviously the people you mentioned, and Rob Burrow, Stephen Darby, other ex-sportsmen that have it, and it's like I said, a horrible disease that we have to do all we can to raise more awareness, to get more funds, to try and find a cure. So anything we can do to help that, then I'm very much somebody that wants to back that.
It's our final home game of 2022, and I think a whirlwind is probably the best way to describe it. You've been lucky enough to be here for the last few months, and it's been a really memorable year for the fans, especially at SJP.
It has, yeah, and I think we want to close it on a high. I think for the club to achieve promotion, it's obviously going to be a year that will stay in the memory of everyone in the club's history forever, and we want to finish off on a high, and then also look forward to next year and build in even more success and pushing even further as a football club in all aspects of the football club. So I think the fans and supporters can enjoy this day. Hopefully we give them 3 points to send them off into the new year, and then the main focus is on next year and building again.
A third straight sellout at the Park as well. The fans' loyalty never wavers, win, lose or draw.
No, it's incredible. It really has been one of the highlights for me since I've been at the club to obviously come to a new area and see a different part of the country, but meet so many different people and see what this club means to the supporters is amazing. And like I said, we want to do everything we can to give them something to cheer at Christmas.
In terms of squad availability for the game, obviously Pierce really missed last week's game with that hand injury. Sonny Cox played a lengthy period on Tuesday in the Youth Cup game, so is he back in contention for a place in the squad?
He probably won't be for Monday. He's kind of recovering from the game and then training to build up his minutes and build up his loads within that. Sweens is looking at changing his cast and seeing if he can take part in training at some point this week, with obviously the risk of potentially damaging that further, but we will assess that on a day-by-day basis, and everyone else has came through the game fine. There's a few bugs and different things going about, which is normally lasting 24-48 hours, so the odd player's missing the odd day's training, but hopefully everyone is fine and ready to go on Monday.
And finally, we spoke to Mitch Beardmore on Tuesday night after the youth game, and we spoke to him a little bit about being in and around the first team environment and how much he was learning from that. In terms of you, how's it been having someone like Mitch within the first team environment?
Yeah, Mitch has been really impressive from day one, really, when I seen him. Anytime he comes up with the first team, he doesn't look out of place. He's somebody that I see a really bright future for at the club, and today we had 4 younger players training from the academy. Most Tuesdays we have, obviously this is a Thursday, but it's match day -4, so we normally have 3 to 4 first team players, academy players that join the first team, and they've all came up and done well, but Mitch has been one that I've been really impressed with, and he was rewarded with a new contract, and hopefully he can really kick on and get that opportunity in the first team. He nearly came on the park at Oxford, I think it was, in the Cup, and just missed out, which was unfortunate for him, but I'm sure his opportunity will come at some point this season.
Absolutely. Gary, thank you very much. Wish you a very Merry Christmas, and we'll catch up on Boxing Day.
Thank you.